Hello everyone. Today I'll have a useful video for absolutely everyone. I think we've all thought about how our phones could last much longer than they do now. It doesn't matter what model you have, Samsung, Huawei, Miswana, Xiaomi, or any other model. And it doesn't matter what Android you have. You can monitor some standard settings and enable features that drain the battery by default. If you have a 4000 mAh battery, you'd think it should last 5000 mAh or even more. So you'd think it should last 1400 hours, or at least 2 hours, but you only get about a day, and in some cases, some people charge their phones several times a day. Now I'll show you some settings you need to adjust. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share it with a friend so they know how to do it too. First, let's go to the Google Play Store. We need to access certain settings to keep the entire Android system running. Here we've navigated to this avatar on the right. Now, let's go to the secondary view. The following menu loads at the bottom. The fastest way to get to the settings you need is to use search. Here, you tap on search in help, right here on uninstall, and find the line, how to uninstall an app from your Android device. Let's go here. Next, we search for this line. Tap to go to app builders. We'll also go here. All your apps on your phone, including system apps, are loaded so they display system apps. Here, we tap the button again and display system processes. And now we need to find this one app that's responsible for almost all the work on the phone. Of course, this won't be enough, but it will significantly save your battery. Look, find the Android app. You can determine the cause of this icon. Let's go here. Of course, we don't need to stop it because it's responsible for many processes on the phone. We just need to go to Power and Performance. And you can see that I've already configured it. It's limited in all phone setups with optimization. You don't have to worry about the phone somehow starting to behave differently. Something will slow down, something won't open correctly, or something will glitch. Nothing will glitch and will even work. In some cases, it's even better than before. So, what does it feel like when you're not using your phone? Let's say you looked at some information and put it in your pocket, in your bag, or just on the table. A few minutes pass, and the phone automatically closes all background processes. This is a very good thing so the phone doesn't drain the battery. And when it's well optimized, in most cases, nothing closes. That's how it worked. So, it works. That is, this additional battery consumption also affects yours. Those apps that are running, those processes that are running, and you don't even know they are. They don't close, and we leave the overall settings limited. Then, of course, you need to run the standard settings. To configure your phone, go back to Settings. Then look for the Apps section, then All Apps, period. And here we find Autostart. Here we go to Autostart. And here, of course, for those who never go here, everything will be active. Here are how many apps I downloaded. That's it. And so they were activated. These were all the sliders on the right here. So, if you're generally active, you can disable absolutely everything here or leave a couple of apps there that you frequently use, that is, those with which you interact frequently, and completely disable the rest, because all this background activity is 24/7. Even when you're not using it, for example, so that a game isn't in use, some app automatically interacts with it and downloads incomprehensible junk from the server. Downloads are added to the phone, but even without your knowledge, it runs various processes there. And when 100 or more apps are enabled on the phone, imagine how the battery drains. If you can't find Autostart, say, I have water on the right side, you can find it through the standard settings. Once you're in, find the settings and simply type Auto. You can't fully edit the M settings here. You're looking for the Autostart feature. Let's say it's Autostart in the background, and you'll be taken to the same menu you just showed. See what else you can do. Go to Security and look for that data transfer failure. Sometimes it's there. Then, manage networks and connections. Set up mobile data right away. Disable all these apps so they don't constantly access your internet. Don't download any junk, and Wi-Fi. You need to do everything the same way. These icons, by deleting them, you can only leave messengers or those apps that send you notifications. And of course, you need these notifications. You can send these apps here on the right side. Click the ellipsis. And there's also background connections. It seems like there was also autoplay, but that's also a background connection. These are very similar settings. They also need to be deactivated, that is, they need to be enabled. As you can see, I have everything disabled. I mean, I've been through this before. My battery lasts great. Of course, when all of this was enabled, all of this combined. These are the settings I'm showing you now. When they're active, the battery kind of drains. It feels like you're not doing anything on the phone. It's just awesome. I did a little research there, watched a couple of YouTube videos, and the battery just melts before my eyes. Before, I was also charging them 2 tons a day. Now, even with active use, the phone lasts about a day and a half. If I usually use it, it calls someone to look up information. Then it easily lasts 1,400 hours or even more. There's also a percentage display, and then I just put it on charge. These, of course, aren't all the settings that affect the battery. These are some of the main ones. But in general, look, you can still go to the regular default settings. Find the section called Locations. Then Geolocation. Find Geolocation. You need to turn it off. This is your GPS working without your knowledge. Go back to it. Here's the Wi-Fi network search. It's enabled, basically. So it clearly states that it allows apps and services to search for Wi-Fi networks, even when Wi-Fi is on. So, just imagine that your Wi-Fi isn't working in the area, so to speak, but in reality, it's constantly searching for something, and you don't even know it. Searching for Bluetooth devices is exactly the same everywhere these days. Wherever you are with everyone, Bluetooth is turned off because you're connected to wireless headphones, bracelets, or watches, but Wi-Fi is everywhere now. Everyone has them too, just on their phone, and there are lots of different establishments nearby. So, you walk down the street, and all these networks are constantly being searched, constantly searching and switching from one network to another. Of course, this drains your battery, so check your settings and be sure to disable them if you want to save money. By the way, there are more harmful settings. You might want to review these settings as well. I also turn them off at home. For example, earthquake alerts, GPS usage, and your principal. It says here that your GPS will be used and will start working permanently. I think if there's an earthquake, you'll only know about it when you feel it. And this notification, well, frankly, it's unclear why it's there. And there's also the location banner transmission.